Hey guys, have you ever felt like you are going through just a bit of a financial squeeze? So, in today's video, I am going to tell you how you can quickly and easily make more money or reduce your expenses so that you can give yourself some financial breathing room. I've been talking to a bunch of people over the past few weeks, and I'm going through this as well, where here in the Northern Hemisphere, we just finished up summer and we spent a lot of time traveling, trying new things, meeting up with friends, going out to restaurants, just really enjoying the fantastic weather that we've been having. And now the kids are back to school. And with that comes new supplies, donations that have to be made, there are instruments that are coming up. And on top of it, we've had some, dentist, doctor's appointments, and all that stuff. And all I can think about is we are heading into the end of the year, and with that comes even more expenses. So, how awesome would it feel if you can just take a few weeks and make a few $100s or more to alleviate some of that stress? So, in today's video, I'm going to give you some tips and strategies that you can use to do exactly that. I do this once or twice a year, and every single time I make at least a few $100s. And in fact, the first time that I ever did this, I made $1,400 in less than 30 days. So all I want to let you know is that this is totally doable and achievable, and you can, mix and match different strategies to meet your needs. And then, once you have that little bit of a cushion, breathing room, get back to your regularly scheduled budgeting. All right, so kind of as everyone knows, it's all over the internet. The two main things to kind of stay on track with your budget and finances are to reduce your expenses or make more money. So with today's video, I'm going to give you options to do both, right? So to make more money, there are so many options that you have. I think the number one thing is selling some things that you have around the house. And it might seem overwhelming if you haven't done it at first, but it is pretty easy. The first thing that you want to do is you want to start gathering things that you're looking to sell. And this is a great way also to declutter, right? So this is clothes that your kids have grown out of, right? A style that you don't wear anymore. Say that your office, you've gotten a new job and you don't need to wear those same office clothes anymore to where you're going. Or just kind of stuff from trying new hobbies is starting to fill up your storage area, right? So with all this stuff, you can make extra money. And some best tips for this is there are tons of apps out there, right? There is like OfferUp, which used to be called Let Go. There's Mercury, Poshmark. There's ones that kind of sell all sorts of things, and then there are ones that kind of are specific towards maybe like fashion or shoes or handbags, things like that. Declutter is great for books or technology. And another fun tip is if you have technology that you don't use around the house, you can sell that for cash, even if it's broken, right? So that's a really quick and easy way to make some money. Most of the time, they'll even take care of the shipping label for you. They just might take some of that money off the back end. But for me, it's usually great to have, some ease, peace of mind, quick payment to have them take care of the logistics. Now, when it comes to selling places, marketplaces, I think so many people know Facebook Marketplace. There's usually local groups in your community. So, for example, we have a local moms group for buying and selling, kids stuff here in this area. So I like to lean on that to kind of quickly move some of my kids' old things. So you can definitely find similar things in the area for where you are. On top of that, I think a step that you want to take is you want to kind of identify what you're selling and then figure out how quickly you want it to move. So if it's something that you really believe has retained its value, you can set it for a higher price, but just realize that it's not going to sell as fast. If it's something, my son's pants that no longer fit, I can bundle them together as a group, sell them for a really good deal, and those are likely to move very, very fast. eBay is another fantastic app for selling. I know it's, an old school one, oldie but a goodie, but they have fantastic resources on there where if you scan the barcode of an item, if you still have that, what it does is it pulls up all of the product details for you. And then you can use those product details if you want to post that item for sale on multiple sites. They also give you data analytics for if someone has sold one of those recently, what price they have sold it for. So you can use that to kind of make your own pricing as well and see how that works. And eBay, kind of like Facebook Marketplace, is typically free to list your first listings. I think with eBay, they give you $500 a month or something like that. And same thing, they can take care of the shipping for you, keep it really simple, really easy. So that is a tip that I absolutely love to make money. In addition to sorting through my house, you'd be surprised how much spare change you can find lying around. And if you've got kids around the house, this is a great way to turn it into a fun game, right? I've got an empty mason jar over there on my bookshelf, and just kind of as we come and go, throughout our daily life, if we have some spare change, I'll drop it in there. And I think the last time that I took it out, we had like 70 something dollars in there. You don't have to rely on a Coinstar machine that you see in the grocery store to sort through those coins. Typically, if you go to a brick and mortar bank in person and ask just for those like little coin cardboard sleeves, they're more than happy to give you some. And this is another great thing where you can have kids sort out the amounts for you that go into each one, take it into your bank, and they will deposit it, completely free of charge. They don't take a commission like Coinstar does. And of course, if time is of the essence to you and you just want to dump it in one of those machines, by all means, that's another great option too. Another thing to sell is you can look through kind of like any jewelry or electronics, like these higher ticket items that you don't particularly use. There's consignment shops in a lot of local areas. You can kind of work with those. You can definitely look around to compare pricing, because if you have the time to do that, you can typically get much better price for very minimal work. Also, a good way to make additional money is to use companies like Rakuten or Honey, or there are a few other ones out there. Recently, I started using Upside as well. And these are companies where kind of basically if you shop through their shopping portal, or shop at some of their preferred retailers, they will give you a percentage back of every purchase that you make. So for example, yesterday I needed to get gas, and I looked into my Upside app to see what gas stations in the area had the most competitive prices. I picked the one station, went there, and I think I'm getting back like $4 and something, because they give you a percentage of what you spend there. Rakuten as well does something similar. I think I've mentioned it in one of my prior videos, but my local grocery store partners with Rakuten for online shopping. So every time I go and I shop online and I just roll up, get my groceries put in the trunk of my car, I get 2% back, which, with a family, it's pretty easy to spend $100 to $200 every shopping trip. And that is just a few dollars. But if you're new to these programs, they usually have sign-on bonuses. I can leave some of the ones that I use down below, or you can just reach out to me individually. But typically if you're first signing up, they'll give you $30 the first time that you use their program to make a purchase. So that's a really quick, easy way to make some money. And with some of them, you can even stack. So you can use, one program and then use a different one, and they'll both give you the cash back too. So that's another thing. Just takes a few minutes to look into, a few additional seconds when you're going shopping to see if this store or that store participates, and it's a great way to make some extra cash. So in addition to making extra money, reducing expenses is the other pillar that we want to look at when we're looking to get a quick cash infusion. And I think people underestimate just how much you can really reduce expenses, especially in the short term. So one of the favorite things that I like to do when I'm looking to reduce expenses is I have a special little basket and I put all my miscellaneous gift cards in there, right? So if it's a gift card for a shop or a restaurant that I don't necessarily go to all the time, I'll just kind of keep it out the way. And what I do is, if I'm on this kick of reducing my expenses, I will go shopping through my stack of gift cards and start planning our meals around those. So I think previously we had a gift card for Cheesecake Factory. So we decided to do a pickup order for, a lunch special, and added an appetizer, and it was something that we were able to eat, me and the kids, family style. Only paid a few dollars for it in addition. So that was a great way to, basically have a whole meal for free because it was already paid for. So look through your gift cards. Make sure that you're not missing out on any of those. Similarly, some place will offer coupons, right? So stack those on top of it if you're looking to do that. Or, if you're already planning to spend at a certain retailer or food establishment, sometimes if you spend, $50 on a gift card or whatever the case may be, they'll give you an extra $10 one for free, or a certain percentage of that. So use that, and then use that additional money to spend on your food. With reducing expenses, there are so many community resources, and sometimes they have a hard time getting the word out. So if there's certain things that you need to buy, we have in California a lot of, they're called buy nothing groups, and they're local to us. So they're usually local to your community or neighborhood. And if you request to join one of those, people are just, trying to get rid of things left and right. There was someone the other day who, they had a big party, and they ordered too many catering trays. And they're like, if someone can, pick up this Thai food, we can split, this tray between 3 or 4 families. We just ask that you pick it up today so it doesn't go to waste, right? So, kind of being aware, being cognizant of some of the things like that. In California also, all students in public school, they get free breakfast or lunch, right? So if you wanted to pick one of those things, have fun, have fun with your kids. If they wanted to participate in that, that's also a great way to, reduce some expenses that you have coming up, whether it's in the short term or a long-term strategy for you. I also encourage you to think outside the box, right? Sometimes there are opportunities where it's either market research in a local area, or if you're part of like a parenting coalition or a research group. In our area, there's a lot of universities as well, and they're looking for people with specific attributes, or even just to give their insight. One of the universities nearby, they were looking for people who, their partner used to be a smoker or was a smoker, and all they wanted to do was just ask about your experience, right? If you look for things like that, usually it doesn't take too long. They'll just kind of do a quick screening, and you can get gift cards, right, that you can go ahead and use on your expenses. And it kind of makes it like a fun game, right? Just to see where all these creative, unique places are that you can find to increase your income or reduce your expenses. And again, I know I like to do this as more of a short-term strategy for a month or so, just, to kind of make it fun. And, it does take kind of a bit more time than your normal budget. So that's why I recommend to do it as a short-term sprint. But definitely, if you embark on this strategy, I encourage you to follow my cash framework, right? So the first thing that you want to do is you want to determine where you're going, right? Set yourself a goal for how much additional money or money savings would be helpful for you, right? Then what you need to do is, set some time on your calendar. If you're going to be taking this additional time to look for these opportunities, when can you fit it in? How much time do you realistically have, right? If you don't necessarily have enough time to run a garage sale and keep all the profits for yourself, but you do want to participate in selling some of the things around your house, then maybe partnering with one of these apps where they take care of the shipping for you, but take a small percentage of that might be the way for you to go, right? So you're still getting some benefit out of the service. Then the most important thing is just to continue on, right? Track it. You set your date. You know how much you want. You know what the date is. So just continue. Track it. It's fun to track and to see how you're progressing towards your goal, right? And then At the end of the period, look back at what you earned or saved. And since you've been tracking that, you know how much you have. Go ahead and take that money then and move it towards your goal that you identified. So if that was like a particular bill, or you wanted to add it back into savings, or kids were starting sports, like now you have that lump sum, go ahead and take it, achieve your goal. And definitely celebrate, see what things worked for you, see what things didn't. Like I mentioned, there are certain things, avenues that I prefer more than others, and yours might be different, and that's totally okay. It's just like a fun learning experience. Um, and another thing I recommend is, get people in your household involved, right? It's fun. This is something that's outside of the norm. Like I said, I'll have my kids help me count change if that's the route that we're taking during that budgeting period. I'll have my kids, my son is a very techie guy, so when we were selling one of our broken laptops, we came up with a plan, like, okay, it was my laptop, but you're helping me wipe the data off of it, so why don't we split it this percentage, right? And they get involved, and and they learn a lot of things as well. So it ends up being a lot of fun. If this sounds like something that you would like to participate with me on, for the month of September, I am holding a challenge. I'm going to have a private pop-up Facebook group. You're going to have lessons from me, short, just once or twice a week lessons. I'll be available for Q&A. We're going to be going through this together, so you can have my support, my insight, a whole community cheering you on as you do this. I've got more information down in the link below, but we are starting the very beginning of September, so make sure that you don't miss out, and I'm going to be so excited to have you participating with us.